Good morning, Maureen and Angelina and the entire universe and the brightening up world outside. So I hope everybody had half as good a weekend as I did. So there is this wonderful little store in Frederick called The Muse. And it's run by a wonderful artist, but I spent Valentine's Day doing readings there. And it's right in the heart of Frederick, Maryland, and so good traffic, lots of people. Good morning, Jenny. I was at the Muse in Frederick, and but it's one of those days where I really love reading tarot, but what makes it worthwhile is occasionally somebody will come in and it's like that you actually were able to help them, and there was two this weekend that really made it worthwhile. It's like, what I often say, that one of the things about the tarot, whether it's metaphysical, whether it's energy, whatever it is that it is a mirror, as I often say. And when we read it, and we're reading with somebody, and we're sharing, we all have thoughts in the back of our head. We all have feelings and emotions that we don't express. But when we're doing the tarot and we start seeing the cards and how they particularly reflect what's in our lives today, and then we start saying things out loud. And it's one of those things that when you say it out loud, it becomes real. If there's a choice that needs to be made, but you've never talked about it out loud, it becomes a whole different thing. So that's one of the things about the tarot, and why I do it every morning, is because it is a mirror, and saying things out loud, and then we have that discussion back and forth. It does trigger things, whether you're on this side of the camera or that side of the camera. And that's why a reading can be universal, because we all have the same feelings. We all go through the same things. There's nothing, we are all unique, just like everybody else. So, with that, what are we doing then? We are checking in with the universe, as I like to say, where the universe holds up a mirror and asks us, what do we see? And we are using the tarot as that reflection. And listening to the cards like the sounds of the ocean. It's that reminder to take a breath. To flip that light switch that says, oh yeah. Let's see if we can change those alpha waves in our brains a little bit. And check in with the feet and see how they are. Mine are flat on the floor, and then rolling my ankles. Oh, that feels so good on the calves. And then checking in with our butts. Have the butts do the kitty dance. Get all comfortable. Check in with the shoulders. And then the neck. And then it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah. It's time to just kind of go someplace else for the next few minutes and just see what the cards have to say. So I have another class coming up this weekend. You can go to MyTarot.org and you'll see. It's going to be at Frederick, and it's going to be by donation. And I will be doing the minors, which is one of my favorite things. So, I am going to do what? I'm going to make our 3 stacks. Each one a different thread going out to the universe. It's like each one's a different thought or idea. And if we believe in the multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path, because this stack will go down one path. This conversation will be a different path than this one. So the question is, which thread do we want to pull this morning? And I'm going to grab the second one, or the one right in the middle. The one that I like to think of as things that are right in front of us and we don't even... Oh, Actually, no, the middle one. It's what's right at the heart. The middle is what I like to think of as what's right at the heart. But again, there are no coincidences and everything happens for a reason. So if I started saying things that are right in front of us and we don't see it, again, these slip ups that we think we have sometimes it's our subconscious or the universe is pointing us in a direction. So don't see things like this as a negative when you screw up or when you, what I do. It's like, well, nope, subconsciously you must have needed to do something else. So I'm going to do our 3 in 1. Yeah, don't ignore those mistakes. Treat them like the omen and the coincidences they're supposed to be. And look for the positive. So I'm going to flip each card over one at a time, like we're reading the pages of a book. As I like to say sometimes to people sitting in front of me, I do it one at a time because it's like just like life, because we think we know exactly where everything's going, and then we flip over the last card and it just throws everything into a totally different direction. So the first card. Ooh, the 8 of Cups. So, cups are our spirituality, our emotions, and our feelings, which I'm going to totally cover this weekend. God, I love doing that. And then, so cups are spirituality, emotions, and feelings. 8s are about progress, moving forward. We're using numerology, so we're going from 1 to 10. And boy, we're getting close to 10, right? So when we get this close to 10, and we're at the number 8, we have made progress. We're moving forward. This is where we can look at the positive things or the things that we've been doing, that we've been progressing with. And we have to ask ourselves, is there, there's things that have helped us to get this far, but is there things that we need to start letting go of? Things that served us well, but now, it's time to let them go. Marie Kondo, what does she say? You thank it and you put it away. So sometimes, though, the things that helped us to get where we are the things that we don't want to let go of that may hold us back. So what is it that is keeping us from progressing forward? Being depressed, it's like, the phone, originally the phone was this great thing, this great tool. I could check the news and everything. But then it's like, I kind of realized lately, it's one of those things I need to put down because the world's kind of gone a little bit crazy for some people. Whether it's the phone or whether it's relationship, like a negative relationship, things have gone sour. But it's a chance for us to meditate on the positives of where we are today. And then what changes do we need to make to go forward? So looking at the next card. So we have the Sun. So what is the Sun? The Sun is the happiest card in the deck. Look at this bird with this really pretty horse. So, and you can tell this is not an AI card. I've had this card deck for a long time, but you can tell that this is an artist, and I love that. I love seeing somebody express themselves through art. Jenny knows exactly what I'm talking about because she's making an amazing cat tarot deck. So, look at how bright this is, and it's what we're working towards. It's why we work so hard to progress up to the 8 of Cups. But again, sometimes it's difficult to let things go. And so the Sun is never a negative card. But sometimes things don't meet our expectations. We have an expectation. We start walking into the Sun card. But it's not, it's good. And we know it. We recognize it. But sometimes when we're not willing to let go of things, sometimes when we hang on to something too long, even as we move forward, It's still at the back of our head, but let's see what the next card is. We come up with the Knight of Swords. So these two are actually very emotional cards. So here we have, a card of spirituality, of moving forward, of following our path. And remember that, the minors are the day-to-day cards, right? So this might be anything from being willing to walk away from chocolate cake because I had some last night and it's like, man, I really need to lose weight. But I want to progress forward, and it's these, our habits or some of the things that we enjoy, like chocolate cake, but need to walk away from. Because, last night I was with people and I was enjoying it. But of course, at the back of my head, I'm like, someday I'm going to have to take this serious. And how do we take things serious? Well, look at this guy. So we have the Knight of Swords. See that horse jumping like that? See the swords right here? So this is a card of movement. So knights are the element of fire. Knights are the first ones in the 1500s we send in the battle because they're going to jump in there and they're going to do what they need to do without thinking a whole lot. But swords are the element of air, which are our thoughts, our ideas, and sometimes our anxiety. So it's one of those things where, again, that's another minor card. It's just a day-to-day card. Okay? But sometimes we need to just stop feeling and just say, you know what? How do I feel about this? As somebody once told me, it's mind over matter. If you don't mind, then it don't matter. Well, that's kind of what this spread is here, because the one card that we have right here that we do want to pay attention to is the Sun card, because that's our major and majors of the destiny cards. And so we want to pay attention to that because it really is kind of a goal. I mean, every day there are positive things that are a little bit of a ray of sunshine in our life. It's warming up today. That's a good ray of sunshine, right? But if I am carrying some negative things with me, then it's going to hamper my ability to enjoy today. But this card here is pretty much saying, don't think about it so much. Change, find a different way of thinking or something to distract you and just go, mentally just run with it. But let's see what the advice card is. It's the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is that seed, that's where we start something new. And something like this, it's about remembrance of why we are deciding to do something anyway. Because there's reasons why we want to start something new. There's reasons why we are on a path that we're on. And cups, again, are our spirituality, our emotions, and our feelings. And there is a seed. Before we can take an action, we have to say it out loud. As I was saying earlier, when we say it out loud, we have planted a seed. So, I need to do ABC. I've just said what my seed is. To do that action, I need to do this. And again, all these things, I've grown and I realized that it's like I had all these things, but some of these things I need to let go of so that I can keep moving forward. Otherwise, I can achieve goals and it's good. But it's not meeting my expectations. So then sometimes we just need to say, why are we keeping this? Why are we doing this to ourselves? This spread is asking, why are we doing this to ourselves? And do something different. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Let's put our brains into gear and let's just jump and do what we need to do. So, with that, this is a good spread for a Monday because we're going to move forward. And what we want to do is we want to reflect on doing what we need to do so that we can turn this card around. And then take what we've learned, the knowledge, and just really run with it. Remembering that it's all about that first seed. So with that, have an amazing Monday, and I will see everybody again tomorrow. Take care, and thanks again.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. The stories we have found in the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance.